The backdrop of this year's budget is one in which inflation continues to be a challenge, and the government has had to tread a tightrope. The peak in inflation is behind us, and inflation has slowed, but it's still elevated, showing some possible signs of persistence, and remains above the Reserve Bank's target band. It means households continue to face a cost of living squeeze, and consumers have remained consistently downbeat since early 2022. Against this backdrop, businesses have remained relatively resilient and more optimistic than consumers. Indeed, our own internal data reveals that businesses in aggregate have maintained strong balance sheets and financial buffers that have not yet been tapped into. Interestingly, the government also revised up its forecast for business investment. So, what are the top 3 takeouts in the budget for small businesses? Well, first, there is support for improving cash flow. There is the Instant Asset Write-Off Scheme for small businesses, which will be extended for another year to 30 June 2025. This means businesses will be immediately able to deduct $20,000 from eligible assets such as software, motor vehicles and equipment. Businesses need to have a turnover of $10 million or less to be eligible. There is also funding to improve payment times to small businesses and funding to accelerate e-invoicing adoption. Second, there are measures to alleviate cost pressures. The government is delivering energy bill relief of $325 per annum to around 1 million eligible small businesses, alongside the relief that's provided to households. Third, there is the Future Made in Australia policy, one of the centrepieces of this year's budget. Many SMEs may benefit. It's a key policy involving substantial government support over the next decade for industries and businesses centred on renewable energy, a net zero future, batteries and critical minerals. The benefits arguably may fall more to bigger sized businesses, but there will be downstream SME businesses that will also benefit. We acknowledge there's a debate about this policy, which makes the design of the policy important. More detail is still to come about the policy, but it is a space worth watching, especially for businesses in the targeted areas and related businesses in innovation and digital.
The content of this recording is informational and of general nature only, and is not intended to constitute a research report or reflect any recommendation or financial advice. It has been prepared without taking into account your objectives, financial situation or needs, and investment decisions should not be based on it. You should obtain your own independent advice before proceeding with any investment decision. Whilst every effort has been taken to ensure that the contents are correct and any opinions, forecasts, conclusions are reasonably held based on information at the date of recording, Westpac does not make any representation or warranty as to the accuracy or completeness of the statements or information contained in this recording, and any liability therefore is expressly disclaimed to the extent permitted by law. None of the material included in this recording should be copied, published or reproduced in whole or in part without the prior written permission of Westpac.